And I'm gonna be popping on like lashes and glitter, and I'm just in a t-shirt and pajama bottoms. That's what my life has come to. Hey, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a very dramatic, glam, full beat prom makeup tutorial. So if you don't know, hey, my name is Adrika. I upload 3 times a week on this YouTube channel, so definitely stick around if you want to see more beauty videos, makeup videos, skincare, and all of that jazz. So this is the makeup look that I'm going to be doing for you guys today. This is going to be a talk through in-depth tutorial, tips and tricks if you're doing your own makeup for prom or any other event, how to make things last longer, how to make things look better on the skin, and how to just look great for your event. Most of the products used today on my face are drugstore, but most of the high-end products that I used on my face today can definitely be substituted for any drugstore product that you prefer. And of course, you don't have to follow this makeup tutorial product by product. You can choose whatever you like that fits your narrative, the look that you're going for, and the shades that I used. It's all about the technique and the placement of the colors more than the exact products. All of the products talked about in this video will be listed in the description box below, so any brushes, any products, anything like that that went on my face, it'll all be listed down below. So yeah, I really love how this look came out. I am going to be rocking this in my pajama bottoms and my t-shirt at home. Before I begin, please make sure to subscribe if you like me, if you like my content, if you like anything that you see here, and also like, comment, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you won't miss any of my uploads. So if you want to see how I got this very dramatic, glam, glittery makeup, then just keep on watching. Alrighty, so this is my face, washed, toned, moisturized. Skin prep before you do go to an event or something like prom is definitely very, very, very important because you want your skin to look as nice as possible, so the less makeup you put on, the better it'll look throughout the event and just make everything look so much better if your skin, the foundation of everything, looks as best as it can. So you can see I have some dew going on. Oh, don't mind my nails, okay? They look like stubs. They've been breaking and I'm gonna paint them after this, but don't even mention it, okay? Also, this is day 3 of my hair not being washed and is going through a rough patch. It's gonna be bleached very soon, so I'm pre-filming because my hair is gonna look like a hot mess for a bit before I get it to like a nice blonde. So don't mind me looking all crusty. You're probably not gonna look this crusty on your event day, but it's okay. I'm still going to tell you all of my tips, all of my tricks. So if you are doing event makeup, I really recommend going and doing the eye makeup first because you want as much wear time from your base as possible. I find that eye makeup can stay for hours and hours and hours and hours and like hours, but base makeup is where it really starts to break down and look heavy, cakey. So this is going to be a talk through tutorial, so it might be a little bit long, but I'm gonna try to make it as concise as possible. I am a chatterbox, so it might be like 30 minutes long, and then I'm going to reprimand myself for not cutting it down. So always go in with a primer if you want your makeup to last the entire night. So I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Primer HD High Definition Eyeshadow Primer. This is in the shade Nude. And I use Nude because I do have discoloration on my eyelid. So this just helps to even everything out and just gives me a nice base. You could use your finger, but I've just gotten in the habit of using this buffing brush, and I find that it disperses and blends in the product better than my finger, and I don't get icky, sticky, goopy fingers, so it's a win-win for the both of us. So the palette I'm going to be going in with is the Tartist Pro from Tarte, because this has the color palette that I'm looking for. That's these very neutral shades right here. It has a really deep, rich black. I'm gonna be going in with some glitter because I'm trying to make this really glam and just glamorous, obviously, for a prom look. So I'm just going to go in with some neutral, basic, smoky shades. So actually with this palette, I will be taking the shade Classic, and I will be setting the lid. You can not set the lid if you want your shadows to pop and stick to your eyelid more, but I feel like with this palette has a really hard time blending out if you put it on top of a sticky base. It is really, really pigmented. It's a very powdery palette. Okay, so now that you see that our eyes are completely blanked out, we have a nice fresh canvas, I'm going to start off with the shade Indie on a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 5 brush, and I'm just going to start building and sweeping that color into the crease. Okay, so after that, we're going to take the shade Bold on a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro number 6 brush. It's just kind of a pinched blending brush. It's not too pinched, it's still quite fluffy. And we're just going to apply that tighter onto the crease. So we're not going to blow it up as high as I put that transition shade. I'm just going to make it a little bit more concentrated. So with this look, I don't want to go too warm or too cool so that this look will practically match any dress. Whether you're wearing like a royal blue or like a gold or black or whatever, this look will definitely go with everything. You know, so funny, I'm doing this like really glamorous eye look, and I'm gonna be popping on like lashes and glitter, and I'm just in a t-shirt and pajama bottoms. That's what my life has come to. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Edgy. This is an e.l.f. 205 brush. This is a really skinny pinched blending brush. What I'm gonna start off by doing is patting the color on first and depositing most of the pigment on the outer corner right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start kind of creating a very soft V shape right at the edge. From the outer part of my lower lash line to my brow bone, I'm going to imagine a line extending, and then I'm going to start packing the shade on in that outer V. And then I'm going to take the tip of this brush, that's why this brush is so helpful, and I'm going to be sweeping the rest kind of into the crease area. Just the remainder, we don't want too much darkness in this area yet. Not all the way into the inner corner. You're going to skip about a quarter of an inch. Now we're gonna take the first brush we used, that BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 5 brush, and we're going to sweep this brush over the edges. So using this brush, I'm just gonna dip into a little bit of Bold, and I'm just going to place that right on the edge. I'm just going back in with that brush. I didn't put any extra product on it, I'm just helping to blend everything. We're going to make things even more smoky. We're going to go in with Punk, which is the black shade in this palette. We're going to take a little bit at first on a really tiny pencil brush. This is the Wet n Wild pencil brush. I don't have the name on this brush. And right near the lash line, that's where you want to start. Deposit most of the color right near the edge. And then kind of bring it up in a V shape. Bring it in to the lash line almost. And into the crease just a little bit. And don't forget to get that nice cat shape. Okay, so now that I've done both eyes, we're going to start to blend this. Not using this pencil brush, don't do that because it won't blend. But I did bring it just a little bit into the crease. Just the remainder portion after placing most of the color here. Gonna go back in with that e.l.f. 205 brush. No additional product yet. And then you wanna go right around the edges. So I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of the edgy shade, and we're just going to go right along the edges. Back in with that first fluffy blending. And I'm just going to really sloppily go right all around the edge. Don't want any line of demarcation. So we're going to take Glam from the palette, which is a really pretty white pearly gold. And I'm going to apply this dry first. Look at that. Just to blend the black and the gold together, we're going to take a little bit of Edgy on that e.l.f. brush, and we're gonna go right in between the two. And now once again, just gonna go over everything. You can never be too blended. Actually, yes you can. It's called being muddy. Now comes the fun part. So I'll be taking my NYX glitter primer. You can use any glitter primer that you have. I know e.l.f. makes one, Too Faced makes one. So I'm gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm using a Sonia Kashuk number 110 brush. Just any flat brush will do. And we're gonna apply the glitter glue everywhere where we applied the gold shadow. I just wanted a nice base for the glitter. This does kind of remove the shadow underneath it. I'm going to put this really beautiful gold. Oh, that's beautiful. I have not played with glitter in a while. This is a e.l.f. Silicone smudger. This is the best glitter applicator tool you will ever use in your life. I talked about this in my best affordable eye brushes video. So that is both eyes with the glitter. That's beautiful. So I showed the gold shadow. For those of you guys who don't want to use glitter, you could just pop on a really beautiful pearly white gold and it'll look stunning. But if you want to go the extra mile, here's the glitter. It looks so pretty, especially in person. It's so sparkly and eye-catching and just everything you want for like a really big night out. So if you have any fallout on your face, you can clean it up. I'm just going to just cover it up with foundation. That's what usually happens. So in order for your foundation to last all night long, you need a really good primer. My favorite primer right now is the Becca First Light Priming Filter on top with the NYX Set It and Don't Fret It loose powder. So that's what I'm going to do today. If you do have oily skin, I really recommend setting whatever primer you're using with a translucent or like a slightly colored loose powder. So for me, I'll be using the Becca one today. And this just gives a really nice sticky tacky base to the face. It is a little hydrating. So if you do have dry skin, this product will actually work beautiful for you. So my face is nicely primed. Now I'm going to take the loose powder, and this is usually on its side, so it's going to have a lot of powder at the top. So what I will do is I will take my sponge. This is the Ulta Beauty sponge. This is actually discontinued, but my favorite Kumadori sponge right now is Dirty. That one is also a great sponge if you need any recommendations. So what I will do is I will just stamp this everywhere I do get oily, which is mainly in this section right here. I am a fried chicken grease ball. And the forehead, I actually do get pretty shiny there. And just a little bit on the chin, just whatever is left over. Gonna go on the upper lip and the chin. So I still have that nice sticky tacky base in this whole section, but where I am actually oily, my skin is very smooth, very much mattified. So I'm trying to keep this as drugstore as possible. So I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Matte High Definition Longwear Matte Foundation in the shade Beige. I would usually use the Urban Decay if I want to be very long wearing throughout the entire day or night, but I already filmed a full coverage long wearing foundation routine with that, so I thought I would showcase a different product that is really good and at a much lower price point. I'm going to start off with a pump, and then I'm gonna buff it out with a brush. Then afterwards, if I need to build, I definitely can build. Now I'm gonna blend that product in. This is a really nice solid medium coverage because, like I said, we are going for a really glam look. This can be built up to basically full coverage if you really need it. So that is one layer of the foundation. You can see it is so thin and lightweight on the skin. It feels like there's practically nothing on my face and it feels great. I think I will be going in with about a half pump more, just to build it up a little bit where I do need a little bit more coverage. So just where you really need it. that's where you need to build it up. To make my under eyes look the best, I need to mix 2 concealers. So this is my favorite concealer of all time. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. And then this is the Tarte Shape Tape. The Shape Tape is in the shade Light Sand and the Catrice is in the shade Light Beige. The Shape Tape kind of beefs up whatever concealer you really put it with. It makes it more full coverage, long wearing, much more crease proof. And the Catrice is a very nice, hydrating, lightweight concealer that is about medium to full coverage depending on how dark your under eyes are. So what I like to do is I like to start off with a little bit of the Catrice underneath the eye. And I will actually highlight my face using the Catrice because I feel like the Tarte can be a little heavy looking. Then to beef it up a little bit, I will take a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape, just a little, and then right on top, I will apply just a smidgen more. I don't do the whole triangle underneath the eye. That's not good for my texture. And so now you can see how bright my under eyes are. Before we set the face, I'm going to take the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian right on my cheekbones, just to give a little base for the highlighter. I really love layering this underneath a lot of highlighters that I love. I just like taking my finger and just patting it in this general area. It kind of blends right into the skin. Okay, so I've applied the highlighter, tapped it into the cheekbones. As you can see, so dewy, so glossy. And in that span of time, my under eyes have already settled because, like I said, wrinkles. And then I'm going to set them immediately after smoothing them out. This is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This is a phenomenal powder. I love taking it with my sponge, just kind of dipping it straight in there and then just kind of pressing it. I'm not baking, I'm just pressing and setting the concealer right into place. And then I do take a bit of this right around the nose just for extra reassurance. Again, very, very oily. And I will take that anywhere I basically highlighted. Now to set the rest of the face, I'm going to take my Ulta Double Duty Wet and Dry Press Powder Foundation. This is going to give me a little bit of extra coverage, a little bit of extra reassurance. It kind of just locks the foundation into place really beautifully. I have it in the shade Light, and I'm just going to take my sponge, I'm going to take the butt of it and just directly dip it into the product. So then I will set anywhere that I didn't set before. The face is looking very flat right now, so I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This is in the shade Dulce de Leche. Again, another drugstore product. This is a Wet n Wild contour brush. And so I'm going to dip my brush into the product. I'm going to stamp it close to the hairline. And then using the angle of the brush, I'm going to bring it into the cheek. And of course, I take a little bit of it right all around the hairline. So we don't want to look like we just have a brown spot on her face. We want it to look much more even. So next is bronzer. So I'm going to take my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I need new bronzers, okay? And then this is an Ulta powder brush. And I'm going to stamp some onto the brush, tap off the excess, and I'm going to do a very light application of bronzer. So this powder brush is kind of tapered, so I use the point to get really right into the cheek. So we're gonna pop a little bit of blush. I'm using the Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Love. This is just a really nice kind of light, dusty, mauve-y pink. So I'm just going to take this and start applying a little bit of blush. And I'm going to bring the blush up my cheek to kind of lift my face. I don't want to keep it right at the center right here. I kind of go in this type of sweeping motion. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. You don't need to, okay? You can use the Wet n Wild Precious Petals one. I love that highlighter. It would go very beautiful with this look. But I love this highlighter and I want to use it today, so I'm going to use it today. It is just the best highlighter, like, ever. So this is a Milani all over blending, and we're just going to apply that to the cheek just to add a little bit of extra something, you know. I'm also gonna take a little bit of it with an e.l.f. Eye crease brush, and I'm just gonna pop this actually right into the inner corner. So last step for the face, make sure to do this before you put on your liner or mascara, and that is setting spray. Of course, you don't have to use setting spray, but if you have a skin like me, this is one of the best setting sprays I've ever used. Really controls the oil, makes everything last so much longer. This is the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Long Lasting Setting Spray. This is the matte finish. They also do have a dewy finish, but obviously, oily gal, I'm gonna use the matte. So that just made everything melt right into the skin, and it'll also make everything last so much longer. We're going to start off with a little bit of bold on that first fluffy brush that we used, and we're going to just drag it all the way under. You want to make this really smoky and really hazy. Now we're going back in with the e.l.f. 205, taking a bit of edgy, just a bit. We're going to place this as close as we can to the lower lash line. And make sure to connect it to the top so everything is just very seamless. Okay, now I'm gonna take the Punk Black shade again on this really tiny detail crease brush from e.l.f. It's a tiny fluffy brush, and it is the perfect size to get in on that lower lash line and smoke it out without everything just migrating down south. I almost forgot to actually line the lower lash line. I barely do this, okay? But for such a smoky, dramatic look like this, it can look very flattering. So this is the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil Waterproof in 01 Black Love. And right into the waterline, it goes. And then you also want to get the upper tight line because you're going to be applying lashes and you don't want to see any skin. And now I'm going to fluff that out using that same detail crease brush. On the upper lash line, I'm going to take this Anastasia Beverly Hills Waterproof Cream color in the color Sable. This is a really dark brown. It's basically a black, okay? I'm gonna do a wing with this liner and then I'll be right back because I can't do this on camera. I will literally die. So I already did the winged liner. It's barely visible actually. It's just a little bit of smoky something. And I already put on a coat of Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And now I'm going to be applying the Ardell Demi Wispy Lashes. Of course, you can have more dramatic, wispier, fuller lashes. I'm just a lash noob, and these are the nicest lashes I own right now. I'm not really a big lash person. So that is one eye with the lashes. I'm just going to press down on the band right here to make sure it's really stuck to the lash. And then once it's really quite dry, I'm just going to push the lash upward. If you need to go over the lash band with a black liner or something because you used a clear glue like me, you definitely can, just to fill in all the gaps, but I'm perfectly fine like this actually. Now I'm going to take this Essence lip liner in the nude. They don't make this line of lip liners anymore. They have a new line which I have not tried yet. Now I'm going to do a nude, but you could definitely not. You could do a red, you could do a bright pink. Practically anything goes with this look. I am slightly overlining my lip, not by a lot, but just to give me some added fullness. This is the liquid lipstick I'll be going in with. This is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. It's very long wearing, it's a matte finish, it's my favorite nude ever. So here is the finished look of my Glam Prom long lasting makeup tutorial. I love how this came out. It is just so smoky extra glam, glittery, nude, lippy, just, ooh, goodness, and this glow. You will be looking poppin' all night. So of course, all the products talked about in this video will be listed in the description box below, so definitely check it out if you want any of the product links. So if you do have prom coming up, let me know what you're wearing and what type of makeup you're gonna be doing. Please subscribe if you haven't already, like and comment on this video, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you won't miss any of my uploads. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.